The appointment of a new provost can be a game-changing moment in Irish higher education and a game-changing moment for Trinity. We've got to begin to persuade the Irish public of the value of what Trinity does and the essential contribution that Trinity College makes to Irish society. And my vision for Trinity is of a university with a worldwide reputation, a university that's known for its commitment to its students and their education and for its achievements in research and scholarship. And research is essentially an international enterprise, not a national enterprise. You collaborate widely with people around the world and compete with them around the world. And Trinity is ideally placed to benefit from the collaborations that many of its staff have, the contacts, if you like, that many of its staff have with researchers around the world, with scholars around the world. I think academic staff are under such pressure at the moment because of reduction in resources to deliver a high quality curriculum that time is beginning to get stretched. And this is a worrying thing for me, because not only does the reputation of the university abroad rely to considerable measure on our achievements in research and scholarship, but you can't have research-led teaching if you don't have academic staff with the time to conduct research. And this for me is a worrying thing. So an important way to solve this problem is to ensure we maintain academic staff numbers throughout the college in all our disciplines. Not just some favoured research disciplines, if there are any such thing. And in a university led by me, I wouldn't be favouring any one discipline over another in terms of research. Education and research come together in a university. They're actually, in a way, embodied in the individual academic staff member. You can't have a school where half the members of staff do teaching and half do research. That's not what we mean by research-led teaching. When I came to work in Trinity in 1995, I felt it was a very can-do university. Everyone was getting out and doing their work without too much bureaucracy. But in the last number of years, last 15 or I don't know, 20 years, it really has changed. It's become very bureaucratic, and we've got to tackle this. We've got to wipe out this complexity, freeing up academic time to focus on the core mission of an academic, which is their teaching and research activity. The new provost needs to engage with the state to find a new funding mechanism for universities. And the Hunt Report talks about a contractual relationship between the state and the universities in respect of education. And this is how many other countries do it. And I think a similar kind of way of financing the university will be to Trinity's advantage. And where I, doing the job of provost, I will be pursuing this. It will require some external input, but it doesn't require consultants' reports and task forces and all that sort of thing. It needs a highly motivated group of people to lead this within the university, and it has to be done within a year. That will get us away from the system that we have at the moment, where we have a fixed pot and that's divided out among all the higher education institutions in proportion to the number of students they have. I mean, that's the worst possible funding model for higher education, because there's no relationship to quality, it's just all about quantity. The more students you have, the more money you get. And many universities in Ireland are beginning to increase their undergraduate student numbers. And of course, as they do, the amount of money reduces for everybody else, and the amount of funding that even those institutions get per student reduces. And this is going to have an effect on quality unless we do something about it, unless we fundamentally renegotiate it. That will involve a provost engaging with the public about the importance of quality in higher education, and with government about how to fund that quality in higher education. This is what's going to happen in the next 2 or 3 years. This is going to be the emphasis. It's going to be a difficult time. It's going to be a challenging time. It's going to be a time where experience is going to be absolutely necessary to lead Trinity through it. I believe that we can get through this, maintaining what's distinctive about Trinity, and come out of the worst parts of the downturn in a position where we can then reinvest in academic activity, leading Trinity to be recognisably one of the world's great universities.